Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Lovely Friday to you all. Thank God.
Friday.
Thank God it's Friday.
Yay.
Long weekend, right? If you're in Canada, it's a long weekend, right? So everybody gets excited when it's a long weekend because you know that, yeah, the Monday is going to be a holiday. And yeah, you're going to have some more time to rest and relax and sleep and hang out and do all that people like to do when it's summer. Yeah. So I think, yeah, once we enter into July, the summer is officially in progress, right? So what do you have planned doing? Let us know in the comments if you have any summer plans. And for those of you who are in Ghana, it's always summer, so not really special. Nothing really special there, right?
Right.
But for us
It's
here,
a big deal.
oh wow, it's
People are traveling.
yes.
People are, and my friends everywhere, they keep asking, what are you
Yeah,
doing for
it's
summer?
it's a
Like,
common
it's a
question.
common question, right?
Like, what are you doing for summer? Do you have any plans for
When-
summer?
Yeah, where are you taking the girls? And I even get recommendations of take them here,
Yeah.
take them there, take them here, take them there. So yeah,
Yeah, so
it's a big deal here.
July, August, like June, July, August, especially July and August is like peak summer period, peak travel period, peak enjoyment period. So
Enjoyment.
if you don't have any plans, please make plans because
I tell you.
once the summer passes and we get into fall and winter, then you know that, yeah, it's time to stay indoors. But
Again,
anyway,
right?
I trust you're all doing well and having a great time.
Yeah, it's nice to come back on here.
I think day 178, I think, of the year. So we are almost halfway through the
Wow.
year. And the year has gone by very fast, actually. Like, I was chatting with a friend yesterday and he had asked me a question. And then I told him that, I think he had actually called me, and while we were talking, the call was cutting. And so I told him that, I'll call you back, bad signal. And then I went back to check and I realized it was a month ago, and I was like,
Really?
yeah.
You never called back?
I didn't call back, right? And I went back and I looked at the date, I'm like, and I sent him a voice note in response, and I'm like, I actually realized you sent this to me a whole month ago. And I'm like, wow, really? I thought it was just like the week before last week or something. And then we exchanged, I gave him the information that he had asked me about, and then like, yeah, we're all
But
good,
he
right?
also didn't come back to ask.
Yeah. I mean, we talk about a number of things, right? So
Yeah.
I think that was just it. But yep, just coming on here just to talk about like a few things, as you see from the title of the live video, or if you are watching on Facebook, the time to act is now. Times and seasons. Look, it is such a crucial, how do I describe it? It's such a crucial thing to be aware of in life, that opportunities come in seasons, right? Opportunities come in seasons, and it is very necessary and very important that you are able to take advantage of those seasons as and when they come, in order not to miss out on them, right?
Exactly.
And I like this specific, or this particular example from the Bible about the man at the pool of, is it what, Bethesda?
Bethesda.
Yes, if I'm right.
Yes, Bethesda.
It says that he had been lying by that pool for how many years? Almost 40 years, right?
The man didn't give up.
And Jesus came to him and he was saying that, the Bible says that at a season an angel will come and stir the waters, and then the person who was able to get
Jump
in
first is healed.
it will be healed. Can you imagine? For almost 40 years,
This man was
trying to get in,
So
and
you
he
see,
told
Charlie-
Jesus that I
Charlie,
don't
the
have
crowd,
anyone
you
to.
puts me into it.
Yes.
Right?
So can you imagine? For 40 years,
But
this guy had been how do I say? People had been crossing him.
But baby, I think this is such a powerful story, like of the man himself. Like, I admire him. You know why?
Why?
He could have left.
Okay.
Like, he could have left the pool, but he didn't. He knew that one day, like, his time will come.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's admirable. And patience too, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway, let us know if you can hear us. Let me do a sound check.
Yeah, let's do the sound check.
normally how to disconnect Bluetooth and
Oh, shall I check?
okay. Let us know if you can hear us. If you can't hear us too, then okay. Oh, I think I know why.
I'm also checking.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you can hear. It's clear.
So the time to act is now.
But you
What?
finish the story of them.
Oh yes, yeah. So you're talking about like patience and persistence, and of course, like
Right timing.
right timing. But then it's okay.
What's that?
There's emergency stop.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yep. So a police car came by. The driving. What the rules of the road say that when you see an emergency vehicle coming, you have to stop for them and, if possible, pull to the side of the road. But I was actually in the middle of an intersection, so the best thing if you can't pull to the side of the road is to what, come to a stop. So they have come to pass. They are responding to an emergency, I guess, and I don't know if maybe that's why there's so much traffic. There might be some accidents on the road.
So-
Yeah, Fridays, people are tired, all of that. So you never know what's happening. Anyways, what was I saying?
We're trying to bring that story.
Yes.
The biblical
I mean,
one.
there are a lot of angles to it. It could be in terms of like not also being able to take advantage of an opportunity when it arises, right?
Exactly.
And this guy actually needed a miracle. But before Jesus came, look, there's 40 years old. So 40 years, it doesn't tell us how long how often
The
that,
angel was coming.
yes, but he was coming, right?
He was coming.
And
people
I'm
were getting
in before him, right? So yeah, it just goes to show also how, I think even yesterday we were listening to a message to that extent, like how you need men, right? He said, because he said, I have no one to help me get into the pool. So how it's important, you also need people to help you get that breakthrough you are looking for. You know, sometimes you need someone to hold your hand and give you the push. You need relationships, right? Good relationships and people who can support you in your time of need and give you that needed push for you to get to the next level, right?
Actually, authentic, like correct relationship.
Yes. Yep. Mm-hmm.
But
I think what I mean, we are talking about in terms, I mean, for today's topic really is about the criticality of taking opportunities at the right seasons when they come and not procrastinating or waiting till the last minute, because I mean, yeah,
you never know.
You never know what happens in the future, right? And this is something that we always say, right? And I feel that we said this in previous videos, and I feel sometimes when we come back again, it's like what we have said in previous videos, we have seen it actually happening. And then it's more or less like coming back to the same thing, that, you know, this thing that I said 6 months ago, or this thing that I'm telling people, I told some people 6 months ago, they didn't go by it, and it's happening exactly as I predicted it, right? Or not that, like, they have gotten themselves into the situation that I foresaw they would get themselves into if they didn't take action at the time that they were supposed to take action, right?
Yes.
And I mean, yeah, it's sometimes it becomes so critical that honestly, sometimes I'm like, you know, this one, I've run out of ideas. I really don't know what or how I can help this person
again,
right? Because I mean, really, I've racked my brain, I have thought through, I have explored, and I just don't have any more options.
I remember the recent one, we are still thinking.
Yes, you know, it's happening to people.
Okay, go ahead.
It's happening to people. I've spoken previously, spoken about people who have come to school and maybe have gotten out of school. They have like a work permit which is valid for only so long, and then try to help them to understand the criticality or the necessity of taking certain actions, or taking the next step, doing it quickly, and they have not listened. And then at the very last moment, it seems like, you know, everything is coming to a head, right? It's become critical. They are in crunch time. And this one, I've seen it happen a number of times. People will tell me that, hey, I have only 1 year. My work permit is expiring, and this, that. It's like they are panicking, and I'm like, but you've had all this while. You've had all this time. Like, why do you wait till the last minute, right?
Sometimes I feel because
I think it's off.
Oh, okay. It's on now.
Okay.
So when I speak,
yes,
it should be fine. I was going to say, I often think it's because in the past, before people's permits expire, there will be
an extension.
The
government has extended an olive branch a number of times.
Yes.
So it then becomes
feel like there will be a way out.
Let's relax. We can relax.
And some people too are of the mindset that once they are here, nobody can kick them out. Oh yeah, even when I was a student, I know people who used to talk this way, right? Nobody can come and push you out of Canada, So I think it might be a contributor.
Unlike some other countries, right? Where they actively seek out people to accost them and
exactly.
Kick them out. It doesn't really happen here, right?
Exactly.
So you can remain, but then what becomes of your state
or your status
of your status? I mean, how easy is it to live in Canada as as the US calls them, undocumented immigrants? I don't think it's that easy.
Yeah, that's what
right? Undocumented immigrants, like you're in the system, you don't have any proper documentation or legal status, but then you're still in the system. I don't think it's that easy here, right?
No,
compared to other places, for example, maybe like the United States or something like that, right? Where you have like millions of undocumented migrants, from Mexico and other countries living and working there. It's not as
like almost normal in the US.
Oh yeah, even recently there's been like some kind of move to give permanent residence to undocumented migrants. They said up to maybe like 500,000 or something like that. If you've been living in the US for maybe 10 years or so, you are married. I mean, there are a number of criteria. You are married to a US citizen. You've lived in the country for this number of years. I don't know if there was anything about like you have children or something like that. Then they can give you like some.
Because these people also have contributed to the.
Of course, definitely, right? And even Canada was thinking about something similar recently, right? Where they would also give undocumented immigrants the chance to become permanent. It's come up for a vote, but I mean it hasn't been voted yet, or it hasn't been given an assent in the House of Parliament. So it's something that they also controlling. But there are always, certain criteria that you need to meet and things like that. So and the thing is, you never know. Recently I heard something about the government is going to right now, not everybody's going to be eligible for even a postgraduate work permit.
Yeah.
You are going to need to be in a certain category of, these like labor categories, or they want to give work permits only to those who are in fields that are in demand in terms of labor demand. And I'm like, wow, this is going to be like a huge step, because that means that it's not even guaranteed that if you come to school as a school, you get a work permit. So it goes back to what I have been saying, or what we have been saying, that when you are coming to school, don't just choose any course.
Exactly, this thing we've said.
Look at the prospects and look to see whether it is in demand, and look at what the future holds. And it's like all these things seem to have now, they are being codified, right? They are being put in writing and being enforced as well, that you cannot just do any course because that is what enables you to get into the system, and then after that you apply for a work permit and then you are given it, right? And I mean that would be like a huge change, because
many of the courses.
Yeah, it will be that they will determine that your course is not relevant to us, so after you are done with school you can't work here. You have to go back, right? And that will be a huge blow to many people. I mean, even already now I've heard international students are even going on demonstrations, making demands that they should be given permanent residence and so many things. And I'm like, these things, remember something like that. Times, the greater the risk, the lower the chance of like success, right? So then you have to be
strategic.
You have to be very strategic. You have to be very aggressive. You have to be very up to date, right? And do what you have to do when you have to do it, and not wait and pray that someone somewhere changes their mind to suit. Do what you need to do. Like Oprah Winfrey, her popular quote says that luck is when preparation meets opportunity, right? Luck is when preparation meets opportunity, right? So what is called luck is just someone who was prepared when an opportunity came by, right? When war begins, you prepare for war before war begins, right? That is how you can survive in the warfare. So wherever you find yourself today, go ahead.
I was going to say, so how can people prepare? And I know we've said it like several times, but maybe we should say it again.
Yes, think ahead, think long term.
For international.
You're an international student. You are schooling in Canada. You want to stay in Canada after you are done with school. Okay, so then what do you have to do?
Exactly.
How do you get yourself ready for that? And I always recommend that some of these things, like you try and do it if possible, even by the time that you are done with school. You have some of these things down. You have done your English test, or you are preparing for your English test. You have done your educational credential verification, because those two items, no matter what path, no matter what stream, no matter what opportunity comes, those things are going to be mandatory, right? Whether you go up or down, you need those things. So why don't you get them ready? Because before it becomes critical, right? I know there's pressure on you. And when that pressure is on you, it's not a nice feeling. Yeah. To even study well. And I know people who have written exams recently and their results haven't been too good, and they have to, go and take it again.
So imagine if you don't have the time.
You don't have the time.
Then how do you even do it again?
Yeah.
In good timing.
Yeah, like the pressure on your mind is like, I don't know. It's not funny to be in that kind of situation. Like it's very stressful. Exactly. Like seriously, very, very, very stressful, right? And you can't even think right, and you even suffer face the danger of making wrong decisions and certain mistakes, or ignoring certain missteps, right? So
some people say they think better under pressure, or they do
it doesn't work well for everybody. So if you know you are not that type of person, don't venture, right?
I'm not that type of person. Me, I'm the student you have. That student who will finish an assignment
before the deadline.
Give me, I'm telling you, I'm that type of student.
Serious student.
I'm that type of student, and it works for me, and it kind of translates into my life and whatever I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like outside, whatever my work, even in my life.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been in situations where I got upset because some people didn't take something seriously we said we were going to do at a particular time.
Yeah.
Let's say they will say we are doing this at 8 a.m. Then like me, I put in all the effort, right?
Mm-hmm.
I try, and one thing too, I try not to give excuses, because everybody can give excuses.
Yeah.
And then I don't give the excuse, and then I come, and the thing is 8 a.m. and I realize, they were not even serious about it at all. It can really make me upset. So me, I'm not the last minute type. So yeah, I'm just saying, if you happen to work with me, please, no this and no peace.
Yep.
Not last minute.
Yep. Yeah, because seasons and opportunities, and I myself, even personally in my life, right? It was something that maybe I was working towards. I just wasn't prepared enough, but I was still at least doing something, right? So that in like subsequent years, when maybe similar opportunities will come, by that time I'm prepared, right? By that time I know that I have done what I need to do to be able to take advantage of those opportunities. And it's so beautiful when that opportunity comes and you know that
this is it.
it's like I'm prepared, I have done my homework. I have, I have learned what I need to learn. I know what I need to know.
Yes.
And you realize that it becomes relatively easier to take advantage of those opportunities. I mean, there are people who there are people who see certain opportunities and it's like they are now trying to force their experience to
fit
that opportunity. And this is something that we used to talk about. Like, for example, people who are applying for like graduate school and things like that, and they are writing, they realize that their alignment is not there, but then you are forcing, as we say,
it makes it even more challenging.
It's so clear that
they don't have the experience, they don't have the
requirement,
they don't have the expertise,
background.
They haven't done anything to get that, record.
Yeah.
And even that, like, how do you tell it? Right? How do you tell it?
How do you sustain it?
Yeah, how do you sustain it? If they say go and all these references you would put, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a chance that they may call these people, so you cannot lie. So this is a time to work on. If you don't know what you're looking for, right? You know what you're looking for. So I don't know that any company would say, oh, we won't pay you, but you still come in, then they will say don't come.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a few, but most of the time you can get your way into some companies, like if you're just volunteering. And one thing I've said, this is what perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. You are thinking about graduate school or college or whatever, and okay, let's do graduate school. And the people you are competing with, they are living here or in their countries, they do volunteerism. So think about it. What do you have?
Mm-hmm.
What do you have? So you need to, this morning when we're driving, I said something about the process and how God will help us.
Mm-hmm.
But then we can't also just lie on the couch and put duvet on us and then God will help us.
Duvet. Yeah.
Do you see? Yes, so God will help us, but you have to
play your part.
Right? You have to play your part. So let's be, serious about these things and stop the wanting shortcuts. Because shortcuts
can end up leading you on a longer path.
Exactly. Right? Exactly. So babe, I wanted us to explore this question of if, like, we're talking about opportunities, right?
Yes.
So this opportunity came and I was not ready, another one will come. What do you think about that concept? Like, is it every opportunity that
definitely not. Some opportunity advantage of it, then that's it. Like, the door has closed. The door closes forever, right? So
yeah.
Sometimes you pray for another opportunity, but sometimes those opportunities come just once because it's for a specific purpose at a specific time, right, in a specific place. I think that's what is referred to as what Kairos time, right? An opportune time, a specific time, opportune time.
You don't want to miss it.
You don't want to miss it.
I remember Canada had this PR route where it's like education, Canada education. You needed that. Mm-hmm. So, for example, if you had a master's in Canada, you could apply. And I know a few people who applied, and I think all of them have the...
I mean, they are...
But they haven't said anything like that since...
It's not... Those Canadian experience class, they haven't invited people for... Or did they do one recently? Maybe, I think they did one recently, but before that, for almost 2 years, right? For almost 2 years, there had been nothing, right? Silence. So then what do you do, right? What do? You are left stranded. I feel what's happening now is, right, the government has realized the impact of some of the decisions they made and the massive influx into Canada. They realize that this is a lot of stresses if things do not go as expected.
right?
So that kind of pressure, when you know that the clock is ticking and is running against you, it's not
don't
pleasant
want
at
it.
all. It's not pleasant. Really, nothing to show for it, right? So please, and please, again, your
I
wife
was going to say that.
keeping in step with the
Yeah.
times and with the seasons that we currently live in. And
I feel like if you think about the bigger picture, then you would do what you need. I feel like if you think about the bigger picture, then you would do what you need to do. I think those